Joining us now is a strong advocate for education all over the world, president and co-founder of ECHOS, Marie-Claude Svaldi. Marie, thank you for being here today. I know you have an interesting story on how you became so active in education reform. Why don't you start by sharing your story with us today?
Absolutely. Thank you, Liz. Well, it started a long time ago. I was 9 years old when I had to immigrate to the US as an international student myself. And since then, I've just grown a passion to international education and helping all students around the world get an education in one of the top nations around the world, the US.
Do you think that education reform, both K through 12 and college education, which are two separate topics, do you think that those topics will be discussed in this week's GOP debate?
They may be, and it's an intriguing idea and an interesting concept, but there's also the idea of being in the nation that is the dreamland for any student around the world. I work with international students, and I bring them from all over the Middle East, and I bring them to the US to receive an excellent education in any of the top 100 schools around the nation. And I think that this opportunity is also available to all our students across the nation. All they need to do is work hard and learn how to go about getting a scholarship that will award them that education free of charge. I speak from personal experience. Both my kids arrived in the US 10 years ago, and both went to public school, private school, and they were both awarded full scholarships for their entire education.
Wow, congratulations to them. That's quite an impressive achievement. Now, do you think that this concept of free education, should that extend past K through 12? Should colleges be free? Some of the presidential candidates on the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton and Bernie Sanders, have been advocating for at least free community college, if not free tuition throughout all of college. What are your thoughts on that? Should we extend it that far?
Again, Liz, I think it's an interesting idea, and it brings about dialogue, which is very important dialogue. But I also think that if students are educated well enough to understand the opportunities that this land of dreams offers to them on a daily basis, they should be able to just reap the fruit of their hard work and be awarded a free education just by their hard work and investment.
Sure, because we're the land of opportunity. So even if you aren't born with wealth, you have the opportunity to earn that, to achieve that, to gain a scholarship from your hard work and your academics at the lower level. Now, isn't this something that the GOP candidates should be talking more about? The United States is the leader in so many things across the world, but our education system lags behind some of the other countries. What are your thoughts on this?
I think it does at the lower levels, but at the university level, I think we are the top nation worldwide in terms of education. And what I think we need to do is focus on educating these students on how important it is to invest yourself from day one all the way through K-12, so that you can honestly reap the fruit of your hard work and get these scholarships and opportunities that the US offers to any student across the world.
Sure, and you think that the best way to do that is to work hard in the lower grades rather than government coming in and subsidizing that once you get to college, that we should focus more on individual achievement, on privatizing scholarships? Or do you think that government's role is to tax the American people and pay for people's college so that everyone can go to college without paying? Because some can argue that's not a great idea, because we, the taxpayers, will foot that bill, and not all education, not all success is tied to a college education.
I perfectly understand, but again, as an educator who's always specialized in education, I think that investing in our children and teaching them the roads to success, because they need guidance, they need advice, they need to consult with someone who knows, who's a specialist at what they do, and I think that eventually they can get to where they need to get without having to pay a dime. So in terms of what the political debates are, obviously it's a good place to start considering these ideas and starting the dialogue and initiating concepts that may be award students the opportunity to have an education for free, but I would really concentrate and focus on the students themselves and teaching them how to go about getting a free education from their hard work.
Sure, sure. Now, you speak about investing in the students. We as a country have been throwing a lot of money into the public school system in recent years, and that hasn't served to increase our results. The best results are really coming from the private schools. Do you think it's a better idea to invest in those charter schools, in those private schools, in voucher programs, than to throw more money at a problem that money doesn't seem to be solving?
When I speak of investment, Liz, I speak in terms of investing in the child on the emotional and moral and educational level at a young age, because children are like sponges, and the more you invest in a child, the more you will reap once they're ready to start delivering. And at the point when they're ready for their college years, obviously all of that hard work and that investment will start paying dividend towards their future.